Hey everybody, it's Master Gallengeist here, bringing you my review of the latest episode of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Failed Experiments. So, in this episode, we got a better look at what Hive's ultimate plan is, and that is to transform humans into Inhumans. Now, before that, you'd kinda have to need to have some genetic markers or whatnot that would predispose you to being okay when exposed to, like, Terrigen crystals. But we actually got some backstory on Hive as a character, and it shows that these Kree beings in this kind of sect called Reapers had taken him when he was in his human form, injected him with Kree blood, and then exposed him to Terrigen crystals, and that changed him into what he eventually would become. So he was going to try and do kind of the same experiment with upper echelons of Hydra. Now, granted, first I was like, what kind of blood is he using? Did he get Kree blood? But then the experiment failed, and we figured out he was using his own blood, thinking it would have enough Kree blood in it to, I guess, catalyze the reaction that he would need, because they pretty much just goobified, and he was really pretty pissed off at it. And he's like, I thought it would work, I didn't know if it would, so we just need Kree blood. So then got into Hive's mind to use the orb to summon some more Kree Reapers, which is kind of smart, but also kind of stupid. Because if these are the things that created you, they usually have contingencies to stop you and kill you. So while that's going on, S.H.I.E.L.D. is actively trying to look for a way to cure Daisy and find Daisy to get her out of there. And it was pretty much par on course that Lincoln was like, I'll try and do the thing, and everybody's like, no, it's too risky, don't do it. And then he's like, well, I'm doing it for Daisy. Did it, fried out all the lab's computers, and it still didn't work. He thought it would, but it still didn't. So we're gonna have a hard time trying to get Daisy out of Hive's control and kind of stop him. So I'm kind of glad it happened that way, but kind of not, because it just shows Lincoln is just too gung-ho and passionate, and that Daisy is just as big of a blind spot to him as everybody else, and that he doesn't take orders at all, and of course he's compromised his body because it almost killed him. And as they found out Daisy was in this town that Hive was using, they sent out Mac May, and then actually some interesting characters, and they're like really freaked out when they get into that town, and also the Kree get in there as well. And I'm like, holy shit, you gotta watch out for those. Those are aliens, damn! But it was nice to kind of see the interesting dynamic that was forming between the Inhumans under Hive's control, because they still have their own personalities, and they all still kind of retain who they are. It's just they're amped up on Hive's happy juice, if you will. And it was interesting to get more of an interaction between Hellfire, the new Inhuman, who is the crazy Australian dude who can now make things blow up, and the girl that can make copies of herself, and Daisy. It was really interesting to see them gel together for this common cause. And then May kind of used the dude's kind of bravado against him, figured out what was going on, and took him out pretty easily, which I'm like, yeah. So they kind of see that everything's going on now, and they give the Kree a wider berth, and they go after Hive. And Hive went pretty good toe-to-toe with that one Kree Reaper. And it was funny because that's going on, and Daisy had taken out one of the Kree, and they were extracting its blood, and Mac was trying to reason with her to get, like, she's sick, you're sick, I'm not gonna fight you. And she's like, no, we're gonna turn you into humans, and it'll be alright, we'll save you and everything. And then he's like, nope, and then he throws a splinter bomb and disintegrates the Kree, and she goes off on him. So it's interesting to see that this happy juice, pretty much, in their brain, doing like dopamine and chemicals and all that stuff, can turn into rage, and she just starts laying Mac out. I mean, it's been one of the most effective combination of both her martial arts and her quake powers I've seen yet. And she pretty much almost kills him, and May has to actually shoot her to stop her. So it was interesting because they tried to take out Hive and failed after he had obliterated the other Reaper, and he's kind of ticked off, but I'm like, if you're that smart of a dude, you'd have a contingency to be like, okay, I should really kind of keep this dude kind of alive, but then again, that's not part of his MO. He's egotistical. He thinks he's better than everyone. He's still part of that thing. I mean, he's smart and calculating, but if his ego can be trumped, and he's like, I'm superior to you, he usually starts to bring that card out. And he was disappointed in Daisy, but she's like, well, they saved my life with Creed Blood, so use me. And I'm just like, that will not end well, I don't think. And it was a very interesting and good episode. I mean, there were some quirks here and there, but that's mainly because of like how a character is and how they need to kind of arc their way through to the end. So it'll be interesting to see where this goes at the end of the season. So, those are my opinions on the episode. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. If you liked it, if you didn't like it, if you agree with me, if you disagree with me. Also, like and subscribe, and I hope you have a good day.